would an increased presence of Indigenous public art benefit the Murray Bridge community? Whilst there are myriad SACE requirements that I've had to meet, I'm going to offer you a simple overview of my findings, as relevant to the rural city of Murray Bridge. Public art is broadly defined as a site-specific outdoor piece of art that resides in a public place. The City of Adelaide, for instance, also includes gallery art that is placed outside, and other definitions include temporary displays or evolving items that are cited for tourism or impact. Indigenous public art is all about recognition of the cultural heritage of Indigenous peoples, with particular meaning and placemaking attached. Historical sites were deemed important, and issues such as reconciliation and mutual respect were noted. But artwork created by an Indigenous person was probably the most important definition. My research has been quite intensive, but I prefer to focus mostly on the survey results for the purpose of tonight, as follows. Indigenous public art was well supported as a means for the Narrandjeri population of Murray Bridge to showcase and celebrate their history. Comments such as, the stories form a significant part of our heritage and will add to town history and pride were major responses. Most people could recognise the public art outside the council building and perhaps the bollards down at Sturt Reserve, and these were considered positively and had great support. The literature review revealed a few reoccurring themes, including the obvious fact that Indigenous people must be engaged in the process of any public art display. This was backed up by the survey results, with comments such as, Narrandjeri need to be consulted, and great to highlight our Narrandjeri people and their culture from their own perspective. In addition, it's expected that Indigenous public art pieces are placed in meaningful areas. The literature supported the idea that any public art must be relevant and appropriate to the area in which it is placed. And the survey confirmed this idea with comments such as, along the riverfront especially to tell the story of significant sites, and yes, there is a bigger story to tell about various places around the town, and must represent the origins of Murray Bridge where they occurred. Indigenous public art is always seen as something that attracts tourism, and there are many rural townships around Australia that capitalise on this to attract visitors. Survey results supported this idea very strongly, with comments such as, it will be something interesting and unique for us, and this will set us apart from other river towns, and tourists appreciate authentic attractions. There is a strong link between community wellbeing and the display of public art, including issues of cooperation and general town pride. Mutual respect is beneficial for a harmonious community, and this is a way to show our Indigenous people that we are interested, were common statements. Many comments were also offered as to the sheer beauty of Indigenous public art as a simple reason to encourage this form of display, including great aesthetic appeal and great to have an alternative to boring modern art, and it is beautiful. A town that celebrates Indigenous public art usually goes along with a population that is more inclusive, more respectful, and this also offers Indigenous members of the community an opportunity to be proud of their Indigenous heritage and a place within the broader community. Comments such as, culture out in the public arena for people to discuss, and this would help change some perspectives for relationship building, were typical responses. Almost all survey respondents indicated their support for Indigenous public art for Murray Bridge as a way to build town pride. Some said, this honours the first national peoples, and it creates an understanding that is uplifting and supportive to all. Funding mechanisms considered appropriate included all forms of grants, state and federal government assistance, developer-funded allocations, private and business funding, and community group and service club sponsorships. Indeed, 60% of people did nominate council funding as an option they would consider appropriate, among others. Overall, most information I sourced fully supported public art generally as something beneficial for a community, encouraging involvement, ownership, feelings of pride, and achievement and inclusion. Community consultation was paramount in any public art program, and pieces of art placed in historically significant and appropriate places worked best. Respondents to my survey were very positive about the idea of Narrandjeri public art around Murray Bridge, and many indicated they would like to be involved in such a program. Although I did receive just a few mostly misinformed, negative responses such as "they already have enough," I can confidently tell you that the overwhelming majority of people who completed my survey were excited by the prospect of Murray Bridge increasing its Indigenous art displays as outdoor public art, and that there was significant support for using this mechanism as a way to differentiate our town and showcase our unique heritage in a beautiful way. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to finalising my report and providing you all with a copy. I also hope that my research will inform your decisions on public art around the town in the future, and that Indigenous public art may be at the forefront of your choices. I'll leave you with a couple of representative quotes. There is a real opportunity to install Indigenous public art in places such as the library, Diamond Park, Edwards Park, along walking trails and the historical parts of Murray Bridge. And I especially love the carved bollards. We need more of them. And finally, Indigenous art is brilliant, and Murray Bridge deserves to have something of its own.